Good afternoon. I'm David Hale. I'm the project manager of Pillbox at the National Library of Medicine, and I want to talk today about the potential of open government and the power of partnerships. This is a challenge faced by tens of thousands of Americans every day, identifying an unknown medication. The answer should be open data. Here's a screenshot grabbing the entire FDA drug label set. It's over 1 gig. But when you open up a drug label, you're in for a surprise. The average drug label has between 2,000 and 4,000 lines of code. There are 2 separate schemas coexisting, which means the data is repeated in various formats. So how do we go from data that's open and transparent to data that solves challenges? We do that through partnerships. The National Library of Medicine and the Food and Drug Administration have partnered to create Pillbox, a drug identification and reference system. We've mashed FDA data with NLM data to create a unique resource that specifically addresses these challenges. We have a Section 508 compliant version of Pillbox as well that's screen reader accessible, and we also add the ability to search on drug names, branded and generic, and even inactive ingredients. This is based on feedback from our users. So basically, if you're a person with a severe lactose intolerance, I guarantee you want to know what medications contain lactose. We're also doing research to create the highest resolution images of tablets and capsules that have ever been placed in the public domain with the goal of including these in the drug labels. So how are we doing so far? Even though we're still in beta, we're receiving emails and calls from hospitals, poison control centers, and even citizens who've used Pillbox to solve these challenges even in life-threatening situations. What we've learned is that we are the experts in our data. We know more about this data than almost anyone. However, we're not the experts in how this data is used in everyday situations to solve specific challenges. So, how do we empower communities, citizens, and developers to create innovative solutions to these challenges? We take our data, our images, and all of our search technology and expose it through web services. I'd like to demo a couple of the applications that are being built outside of the government using our data. The first is a telephone-based application that talks you through drug identification.
Thank you for calling Pillbox by phone. Tell me one attribute you know about the pill.
Shape.
Do you know anything else about the pill?
Color.
Do you know anything else about the pill?
No.
What shape is the pill?
Diamond.
What color is the pill?
Gray.
Your search matched one pill. Shall I?
The audio cut out. That application was created by a sophomore at George Washington University in 3 weeks. And that's the type of innovation that we want to promote through Pillbox. He also created an instant message version of the pill identification system. There are apps in the iPhone App Store and in development that are using our data to create medication reminders and drug identification applications. There's even a group of developers that decided to make a Facebook game that would incorporate our data. The game's a bit irreverent, but an interesting component is they wrote a drug ID system that works in Facebook. Now, while they decided to not officially launch the game, they've open-sourced all of their code, so anyone else who wants to create an application based on our data now has less work to do, and the National Library of Medicine has a Facebook drug ID system. So how are we supporting them? We're adding new data. We have over 10,000 records, and we're adding OTC meds, vet meds, and previously unreleased drug information. We're launching a new version of our API that puts developers and the government on a level playing field. They have access to the same searches that we do, so now we're competing and cooperating with them. And if you're interested in participating in the beta, the address is there, or you can contact me directly. Also, we're going out with a call to drug manufacturers to voluntarily send us samples of every medication in the United States to image to our standard and place in Pillbox and in the drug labels, as well as publishing our standards and methodology so that manufacturers can begin shooting their own pills. And finally, we'll be repeating this process with a new data set related to drugs and lactation, where we engage the community, work with them to restructure the data, develop the web services, and expose all of that information to create a collaborative environment. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, David.